maple tree, which is rather nice. Currently in Sussex there's all sorts of proposals for major road development, which is a bit of a concern to us, but some of these threaten ancient woodlands, very much like the woodland we're actually standing in today. Some sites like this are being threatened by proposed road development. And ancient woods are really, really valuable. They're not just a place where you get a few trees, they're actually more of a history book. They've been here for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years, so they contain a record of everything that's gone on before them. And a lot of the things that are familiar to us are actually features of ancient woodland. So think about carpets of bluebells. Not very good at this time of year because we're in autumn, but in spring, carpets of bluebells, that's a feature of ancient woodlands. Wood anemones, things like that as well. You get them in ancient woods, you don't get them in new woods. Also some of the other things that we quite like are more associated with ancient woods. Large woods in particular tends to be the ones that support dormice and large bat populations. Sussex has some of the best bat areas in lowland Britain. So there's all this kind of rich diversity of wildlife going on in ancient woods, which are not really reflected quite so well in more modern woodland. There are road developments being proposed well around Sussex, but particularly at the moment we're concerned about bypasses around or close to Arundel on the A27. Now the three proposals that are being put forward there, one goes around the edge of the ancient woodland complex, one goes right through the middle, and one actually goes closer into Arundel. Now we have concerns with all of these. One of those options is less damaging than the other two, but we do have concerns with all of them. With really any development, I suppose, but road development at the moment, you have to be really sure, if you're going to be threatening ancient woodlands, you've got to be really sure that the benefit that's being created outweighs the loss that's being caused. And this is very unconvincing at the moment. The benefits that are being proposed almost seem illusory. One great concern that I've got actually is that more road development in Sussex will draw in more traffic from elsewhere, but more new journeys that have never happened before. Now this has been shown time and time again in all the evidence. New roads, new traffic. So it's not just the ancient woods that are being threatened now, or the wetlands that are being threatened now, it's what may subsequently be threatened when we get yet more calls for more roads because there's more congestion. On the specifics of the Arundel bypass, there's something like £250 million being proposed to spend on that scheme. Some taxpayers' money to yield very little benefit but destroy a lot of wildlife. So that's really quite an issue to me. It's almost a scandal that we're spending so much with such poor evidence. The quality of the data that people are looking at is actually really important in order to be able to make a good judgment. But the quality of the data on the environmental effects is actually very poor. A lot of it's out of date, a lot of it's poorly represented. When we started the consultation, it was actually quite difficult to find. It's very easy to find out what the proposed benefits might be, which in my mind are very dubious, but actually it's very difficult to find what the environmental damage might be. And you need to be able to compare. We haven't got long now. There's a consultation process going on. What we need you to do now is get in touch with Highways England before the 16th of October and say what your views are about these three different roads.